Firstly, I'm not an expert on what's in there on the. I don't know Indian laws on black money, so let me be very candid about that. I'm not an expert on this, but let me say that. You see, this is, for the government, this is a challenge precisely for the reasons that you outlined. That on the one hand, I think politically there's an imperative to be seen to be doing something against black money. It's a very strong political imperative. And you need to reconcile that with, this new, we're a more friendly environment, right? So I think the way that balancing act is done in the budget, I think is quite nice. Because on the one hand, you have this law, right, etc. But you have at least 2 or 3 other things that have happened in the budget and before, which try to reassure investors that, broadly we are still, we're going to go after the criminal or the illicit activities, but we're going to do our best to ensure that, legitimate thing will not happen. And let me give you 2 examples. One is the whole outlining the vision of lowering corporate tax rates. So we know that there's we all know that, any kind of illicit, unregistered activity, you have an enforcement side and you have the demand for, the demand side. And that you have to do by easing business, lowering tax rates. So that's one component. The second component is, remember, GAR has been delayed by 2 years. It's precisely because, at this time where sentiment is still not completely solidly reinforced, you want to do it in a way that, and the third, I think, is that this ongoing, what the government has done on the Vodafone and the Shell case, not contesting these things. So it is a package where, the broad thrust is that this is going to be not be an adversarial tax environment. We want to reassure investors that there's going to be predictability, warning in advance, and all of that. But there is a political imperative to, do some things, and you have to reconcile that. I mean, this is kind of an area where I really don't want to wade into because, I'm not sensitive to all the political aspects of this, so I don't know enough about those things. So, I mean, all I know is I can say as an economist that black money is both cause and effect. So I think you have to view it in that sense that it does cause problems and therefore one needs to get rid of it or improve it. But it's also effect, i.e. you get black money because there's something underlying about the economy that encourages the use of black money. And so
the point that he's making is that there's a small increase in the tax GDP ratio which you can get through better compliance and stuff like that. You'll probably get more than all these VDISs. But the government's focus is just we need to get that black back.
No, but I think that's a bit unfair because after all, when you implement the GST or if you're going to reduce corporate tax rates, or you want to simplify regulation,
you get a lot more money in than from the black money stuff that you're so focused on.
So there's a stock problem and a flow problem, right? I think the stock problem is, let's get back as much as we can. But the flow problem you have to address via all these other things. And I think this government is doing a fair amount of the flow problem as well.